just hit the subscribe button, the red button, underneath this video over to the right, and that'll sign you up on my YouTube channel. And then you can hit the small bell icon, so a little bell will go off and tell you each time I've started to broadcast a new one. I hope you enjoy it. On December 13th, 2007, Eileen and I were in Warsaw working on the Polish elections for the anti-communist party, the people who are now in power and working to curb Muslim immigration. And we were walking around the Old Quarter, the beautiful area in Warsaw, rebuilt after the war. And all of a sudden, the lights went out. And we noticed a huge crowd of people around the presidential palace, which was at the entrance to the old city. And all the lights were dark. And one by one, people would light candles, the white candles that they were carrying, in preparation for the lights going out. And we wondered, is this an electric thing or a blackout or whatever, but why would they have candles? And even though it was in Polish, we gradually gathered that what this was the anniversary of martial law being declared in Poland on December 13th, 1981. And this was the anniversary of that horrible event. And after a while, the lights came back on and people began to speak. And it became clear this was a magnificent tribute to the lights going, to martial law, which was in effect the lights going out. The backdrop of it was that Solidarity, the labor union, had organized the Gdansk shipyards and the main shipyards in Poland. And they'd set up a workers' committee that normally would be a pawn of the communist regime, but in this case was strongly anti-communist, led by a shipbuilder named Lech Walesa. And they demonstrated against communism, and they set in motion strikes throughout the entire country. And everybody wondered if the Russians would invade, as they did Hungary in 1956, and the Russians massed troops on the Polish border. Then the head of the communist regime in Poland, Jaruzelski, announced that he was going to impose his own martial law with Polish troops and Polish police. And they did, and it was horrible. They imprisoned tens of thousands of people. Hundreds of them died. They were tortured. Civil liberties was ended. College courses were suspended. And the country just fell under this heavy, heavy blanket of martial law that remained in force for 2 to 3 years before it was lifted. Of course, that was the first step in the regime's trying to defend itself. And ultimately, Lech Walesa, combined with Ronald Reagan's policies of cutting off economic aid, and Pope John Paul II's policy of coming to Poland and rallying the faithful and giving them courage in the face of the regime's response, led to the total undermining of communism. And sooner or later, Poland was simply not producing anything, and the Russians would have to subsidize the whole country, 40 million people, a very heavy lift. Population of Poland is greater than all the other Eastern European satellites put together, and Russia just couldn't afford it. And that led to the collapse of communism in Eastern Europe, basically because one guy in the Gdansk shipyards had the guts to move forward. So I hope you enjoyed my new book, 50 Shades of Politics. It's not like any of the other books I've written. It's 100 stories, short stories, 2 or 3 pages each, anecdotes, vignettes from my political career, my autobiography, working for the Clintons, and working in 40 countries around the world. Not a heavy lift. It's $11 now on Amazon for a paperback. It's selling well, so they keep cutting the price, and $10 for a Kindle. Thanks for watching.